Thomas S. Monson, he said, "I would encourage members of the church everywhere that they may show kindness and respect for all people everywhere. The world in which we live is filled with diversity. We can and should demonstrate respect towards those whose beliefs differ from ours." Living in Utah, have you ever heard of the word Mormon or LDS? LDS stands for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. One of the main religions here in Utah. During this informational speech, I'd like to cover three things: the history of the church, prophets, and the Book of Mormon. The church started from Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was on the earth, and he taught many people. He blessed the lives of many people. Christ, while he was here, he called prophets and apostles. Some of those prophets and apostles' names you might have heard of: Peter, James, and John. While Christ was on this earth, he was persecuted. There were people who didn't believe in the things that he was doing, didn't believe in the apostles or prophets. Christ was crucified while he was here, and the apostles kind of went different directions, and the church fell apart into a time known as the apostasy. There was no authority on the earth, and the church fell apart. Christ was resurrected. He came to the Americas and showed himself unto the people. Christ organized the church once again and called 12 apostles, and the authority was here once again. In the year 1820, there was a young boy by the name of Joseph Smith. He was wondering which church he should join during that time, and in the time even now. There are lots of churches, and many questions that can arise. Which church is the true church? Joseph Smith was reading in James, and it said, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God." And Joseph Smith said, "Well, I'm lacking that wisdom. I need to ask God." He went into a grove of trees near his home and prayed, and God the Father and Jesus Christ appeared unto Joseph Smith and told him that none of the churches were true, that many people spoke of him with their mouths, but with their hearts they were far away from him. While the word Mormon comes from the Book of Mormon, like I said, Christ had called prophets and apostles, and Mormon was one of the prophets that wrote in the Book of Mormon and compiled the rest of the other writings from other disciples and prophets of God. So hence we have the name, the Book of Mormon. Joseph Smith said about the Book of Mormon, "The Book of Mormon is the most correct book of any book on earth, and the keystone of our religion, and a man would get nearer to God by abiding by its precepts than any other book." The church today is worldwide. It's in 196 countries, and with missionaries in each of those countries. Where is it? Mormonism has a long history and is a church that still receives revelation through its prophets. The LDS Church is still around today and is never changing, and it is still directed and led by Christ. Elder Henry B. Eyring, he said, hard as things seem today, they will be better the next day if we choose to serve the Lord this day." So this is something that the church believes, that if you follow the teachings of Jesus Christ, then you will be happy. Thank you.